Hello, everyone. Good afternoon. So my name is Deepan Bhomik, and I'm the program director for MSc in Big Data at University of Stirling. And I welcome you all for this live webinar. And here we are going to talk a little bit about our program, how this program is suitable and for whom, and what are the different modules we run within this module, we teach within this module, and also we'll give some glimpse on the target employment market and how that has been helpful to a previous student. About our university, what other students are saying. So according to this International Student Barometer, we have in 2018 survey, we have a 91% overall satisfaction rate. And we are first in the UK and fifth in the world in the campus environment, which is quite commendable. We have lots of top 10 in the UK for clubs, societies, so students can be engaged. And 96% of our lecturers has got a satisfaction rating. And we also give quite substantial support for the English language, which we know quite beneficial for somebody from overseas. We have more than 94% satisfaction rate. 96% satisfaction rate for the safety and security on the campus, around 97% satisfaction rate for the resources we provide, particularly say library services. Now, these are some more interesting statistics according to the famous QS World University Ranking in 2020. The University of Stirling has been awarded a 5-star rating. And these 5-star ratings are kind of given in 5 different categories that includes teaching, employability, internationalization, facilities, and inclusiveness. So we really value our teaching when it comes to how to deliver different modules. We often take our research knowledge and expertise. So my colleagues are excellent, actually. We take the latest cutting edge technology into practices so that the student can understand and learn and be prepared for the next level of their career. At the same time, our courses are designed in this way, so those are very, very relevant for the employer. And that is reflected in the employability statistics of our students who has been graduated in the from the university or in this course. And we very much welcome, as you can see, for the internationalization, and that is being reflected here because we got 5-star rating for this. We provide absolutely state-of-the-art facilities, and we like to include everyone inside and outside the campus and who are part of this university, and we take care of different aspects, their needs, so that we can provide best education possible. Okay, so why data science? Why big data is important at all in this time? So that is one of the major reasons why, in fact, in the first place, we started the big data program. The data science industry is increasing. So almost everywhere you right now try to open up, starting from the current situation in the coronavirus situation or COVID-19 situation, you can see everything is about data. You gather data and lots of data, millions of data, and what do? Just gathering the data is not enough. You need to understand, you need to interpret, you need to present it in a way so that other can understand. So, for example, during this COVID-19 situation, many of us are kind of looking around on the dashboards or looking around different websites. What is the trend? How the situation is going up or down? Is there a prediction so that the government can take a decision and when to ease up the situation, or when to keep the lockdown? So as I'm trying to say, the data is everywhere, It's being captured digitally almost everywhere, but we need data scientists. We need somebody who can understand, who can use different tool sets to provide those understanding to take it to the next level and help the industry, help the society, help the government. So that is why we need this kind of education, this kind of expertise, and where within the MSc Big Data, we provide all those skill sets a student can take. So here is some kind of statistics in, let's say, in last 5 years, the demand for data scientists and data engineers has been tripled. So that is around 231% increase. Again, I'm telling some of these statistics and these numbers, those are all part of the data science. And you can see, according to this dynamics of data science skill, that report from last year, 2019. And the type of skills most frequently required by British and other employers around the world, skills on the scripting languages, big data, how to handle big data, server query language like SQL databases, and the machine learning. And that is the point where you can see how our courses has been structured. So the MSc in Big Data, this is a 1-year course, and within that 1 year, the student will have 3 different semesters. So in the semester 1, which usually starts in September or October and runs until end of December, within that, the student will learn different topics and different modules. One of them is mathematics and statistics for big data. So that means you need to understand the fundamental of some mathematical science, and some of the statistical information is a kind of the preliminary. You will need to understand the data science in a better way. The second one is representing and manipulating data. And this requires learning of new programming skills, mainly Python. And in this case, you understand how to use the different libraries and what are the basic way you can represent. As I said before, you are seeing the dashboards, what should be the visualization technique, which data to pull from the data sets, and how do you interpret that, and finding the pattern is coming under that. Commercial and scientific applications. Of course, learning data science will be incomplete unless we understand where we can apply them. What are the areas where people can use that? Is that only for technical companies, or is that required everywhere? We found it quite interesting that a number of different companies who are not a data science company or data engineering company, they always also are looking for the data, whatever is required in their businesses. One of the example for now, I mean, quite relevant now, you can see the hospitals, they are using the COVID patient data. Okay, so that also needs the kind of data science understanding and tools. Somebody has to interpret that, all this information. Now, hospitals, they're not a technology company, they are private sector. Their main business or main focus in the providing medical services. But as you can understand, more and more things are relying on data in a good way. Having more information, having more prediction, more understanding of the pattern will give more information. And within this commercial and scientific application module, we try to give those flavor. We invite a lot of external people, external from the industry, give opportunity to interact. In the semester 2, we have 3 other modules. One is relational and non-relational databases, starting from SQL and MongoDB. All those informations and skills, techniques you will learn, because understanding and manipulating data is one side of the story, but on the other side of the story, how do you manage and how do you keep all those informations, all those data? You require to learn about databases, and then millions of information, billions, I would say, For example, weather data is huge data, or scientific exploration data is huge. If you go in the financial sector, a huge amount of data are being generated every day. How do you handle that? So that is what you will learn in the non-relational and relational databases. Data analytics, here you come. So all these skills, whatever you are learning, how to find the pattern out of it, how to analyze the data, how you can connect it with the context of your application, all those things you're going to learn within the analytics module. And finally, we also have something called cluster computing. It's not only learning the software, you also need to understand the infrastructural view. How do you, so if you have been given a role, you need to handle a huge record to be managed. How are you going to do that? So in that cases, you need to know the infrastructural issues and how you're going to handle things using the most state-of-the-art languages, like using Hadoop, for example, within the cluster computing. And once you have learned all this different information, all this different skill set, now this is a time in the third semester, which runs from May. So the first semester runs from September or October until December, and the second semester that runs from January until May, and from May onwards, May, June, July, and a part of August, you are going to spend good 3.5 months working on a dissertation or the master's project, as the Israeli say. So this is kind of, you will be given one particular project. You are going to work quite closely with one of the academics or sometimes with the industrial partners. And now you are going to apply your knowledge, whatever you have learned in the last 2 semesters, to build something. And this experience is quite substantial to make yourself ready to take on the new projects wherever you are going to do after you graduate from our courses. So in this case, you actually choose a very specialist topic and then become a real expert. And you're going to build a solution that will show your skill set to the employers. And here are some of the examples, the dissertations. How do you spot trading fraud? How do you do sentiment analysis, natural language processing, and some of the cases predicting calving time in the pregnant cows, that's in the health sector and the food security sector. Analysis of data from rugby players during the game, how the sports can be benefited from this the data science understanding, and modeling traffic flow in the BGCT. And also we do have lots of other topics, including computer vision and autonomous driving, sometimes fake news detection. So as you can see, there's lots of examples. I can say those are going to help people, help the student to understand, to be more skillful and become the expert and ready for the next stage. What are the benefits of this course? So this is designed to help you to get a data science related job. And there are opportunities for sometimes paid internships, and you are going to learn skills that is in demand in the industry. For example, SQL and NoSQL databases, I mentioned that already, Hadoop, Python, machine learning. Probably you hear this term a lot, so we give quite good importance, and during the program, during the course in your MSc, you will learn and be quite an expert for the machine learning as well. And also, as I said, we are part of the Data Lab Innovation Centers, and we do have kind of approach to update our curriculum according to the industrial needs and what is most current. Usually in Stirling, and some of the pictures from the previous students, and almost every year we receive, our students actually participate in different competitions and they win. So we have a quite substantial track record, so that kind of reflects our students are doing good. That means we have been able to offer some of the best possible education. Okay, sure. Finally, some of the career path information. I have already said data science is being increasingly important in a number of different areas, number of different organizations. So from predicting what people will buy to tackle the environment and organizational issues, and what would be the job profile for the students who are completing this course. They will be able to analyze, visualize, interpret large amount of data, find patterns, and help, most importantly, to solve the problem faced by the business or make it much more efficient so that the business can grow even further. And our data scientists work across the range of different areas that includes finance, health, retail, food, scientific research, agriculture, you name it, and you will find a need for data science students or somebody with a skill set that has. A degree in big data, it actually opens up many career paths in different sectors. That includes banking and finance, data-driven marketing, sports, fitness, health and medicine. I can actually correlate to the current pandemic situation around the world. And also engineering, data journalism, mapping, and information services, and new media. And the list is quite long. I just picked up some of them here just to show you some examples. And career opportunities that can open up in different sectors. Again, banking, finance, data-driven marketing, health and medicine, etc. And what are the different types of roles one can expect? Our students quite often find these roles to be for the employment, research and development, data scientist, digital analytics engineer, data engineer, data scientist, machine learning engineer, machine learning data scientist. So these are some of the example job roles where our graduates are kind of working upon. And some of the optimistic, some of the exciting information is coming around. So according to one of the latest statistics from Scotland IS, and companies are reporting they see the greatest opportunities in their businesses over the next 18 months and beyond. And one of them, artificial intelligence and machine learning, is one of the top skills that is in demand, and that's going to increase by 46%, and followed by data analytics, 45%, and then the other skill sets like Internet of Things, 32%, cybersecurity, 29%. You can see the demand for big data students or skill sets with data analytics has got huge going to be in demand in future. That's kind of according to this employability statistics. And some of the employability statistics from our university. Most of more than 97% undergraduates are employed or further study within 6 months of the graduation, and 96% of the postgraduate students, they actually found employment in the further study within 6 months. So here are some of the testimonials from our previous student, from Binod Kumar Sudan, and he found it quite exciting to study here. He was an international student, and he has been quite pleased with the support, with the education, with the learning he has got, and the facility he has received. Another testimonial from Beth, and she mentioned that a large number of topics and technologies that has been covered, and now she is kind of ready for the industry. And all these testimonials, these are kind of quite exemplar one that shows what are the student expectations and how we are providing education to match those expectations and beyond, and we provide the skill sets the student will need to go to the next phase of their career. Right, with that, I think I have finished what I wanted to say, and this is the time for question, and I welcome you to raise any question you may have. I'll be quite happy to answer that and to discuss with you. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Dejyan, for the presentation. I hope it was really helpful for the participants. I will now take a few questions. Am I audible?
Yes.
Am I okay? There is a question. What is the need for a course in big data?
Right. Okay. So that question is for me, I guess. So the need for big data, as we were saying throughout this presentation, the world is moving towards data analytics and understanding how we can solve some of the real world problem. For example, I'm going back to taking this coronavirus situation, and whenever the government is trying to take some decision when they can make things open for the people to access or end the lockdown. So in those cases, they will need to understand what would be the pattern when there is kind of a reduction of the cases. So in this case, they will need to understand the data first. They will need to interpret the data first. So in order to do that, somebody has to provide that information. And people from big data, the students are going to learn those skill sets. They're going to learn how to do the prediction, how to analyze it. And this is not only for this health sector, this is true for any businesses who likes to grow or who is facing some problem and who might want to make the structure more efficient. And in this course, we are trying to provide all the skill sets that's needed to solve those kind of problems.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Dejyan. I hope that answers the question. I'll take the next question now. People from which background is Masters Big Data suited to?
So in order to take admission to our courses for big data, we do not restrict we do not restrict a strict criteria and the background needs to be there, but we prefer to have a kind of some understanding, either a formal degree or substantial professional experience. And lots of information about these criteria are given on our websites, and depending on which background you're coming from, you can be part of this course. I can just give you one example. Somebody was working with hospital and health industry for long, and the person was quite responsible for a number of management decisions. And the person decided to take a break and do this big data course so that they can run the organization more efficiently. So to answer your question, the criteria are there, but we also encourage who doesn't have a very specific engineering degree. We accept students from other undergraduate degree holders as well, and with professional experience.
Okay, there is a similar question that who do you think should not consider MSc Big Data? Is there a lot of mathematics involved?
I wouldn't say there is a lot of mathematics involved, but there is a need for some mathematical understanding. And for that reason, we do have one module in the first semester itself where those kind of understanding has been taught by our colleagues from mathematics division.
All right, so there's another question. Is the course too general, or we can choose a major in it?
So if I understood the question correctly, whether this is the only one way to go ahead or whether there are some optional modules available. So there are some optional modules available, but because this is a very specific directed course, it has got most of the modules that is compulsory to be graduated with this degree. And also, if you see on our website and the number of modules and which modules are optional, that is given on our website.
Okay, thank you for answering that. And I'll take another question. Returning students with gap in education, if any student is having any difficulty in any subjects like statistics, is there any extra help? So I think I can answer that question.
Sure, go on.
As far as help is concerned, we do have facilities like drop-in sessions, which is additional to the classroom teaching. You will also have access to the listen again videos from our parent university, Scotland also. And you can also, you will be also given an extra materials and resources to help on the, although the course is very well designed that even if you come with a gap, there should not be a problem. But even if there is, there are facilities like drop-in sessions and all that, which will be facilitated for whoever has any difficulty in any subject. Would you like to add anything to that, Dr. Depian?
No, that's absolutely perfect. I just wanted to make an amendment there. Our colleagues, whoever is going to give you lecture, are very helpful and very much approachable. So anytime if you have any issues with your course, you can directly approach to your module coordinator. He or she will be very happy to give you an extra pair of hand.
Okay, we have another question about RAC campus. Could you tell us more about the RAC campus and the facilities that we have? We have among us the our academic director, Dr. Sufi. I would request Dr. Sufi to please take this question.
Hello, can you hear?
Yes, sir, we can hear you. Yes, sir, we can.
I think thank you all for joining the webinar, and I'm sure this is more specific because the students who would like to enroll for an MSc Big Data program at our RAC campus. So naturally, you're looking for the campus experience. How are you going to benefit from the kind of the benefits and the highlights whatever been provided by Dr. Deepyan. Let me just, in a nutshell form, give you an explanation. In case if you have got more questions later, again, put forward those questions, we can specifically answer it. Now, we have a huge campus in Ras Al Khaimah. So it is just the entry point of Ras Al Khaimah on your Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed Road. The campus, when it comes to the faculty point of view, if I can talk about it, we already have another wing which is running over here. Which is connected with an Indian University Birla Institute of Technology. That is again from last 10 years over there here in the campus, even running the computing and many other engineering programs. Now coming towards the campus, Stirling, the MSc Big Data. I can give you in terms of teaching, it's a blended form. It happens. One is about you have a full-time faculties who are being recognized by Stirling as the module coordinators to deliver the same module which is delivered at the main campus. The same materials are going to be available for you, and there is going to be a direct interface between the Stirling module coordinator and the module coordinator over here. This is the first part of it. So that becomes the direct contact point for you for in terms of your academic lectures, tutors, and any other kind of a support. Second part is, we also have, if I can give you an example, last year we have been running this MSc Big Data program from last year. Now we also have the opportunity in terms of the Stirling main campus faculties. They come as a flying faculty and also become part of delivering the module. So last semester we had multiple visits by Dr. Mario, then one more Professor Kevin. So these are the kind of opportunity you have in terms of delivery of the lecture modules. Plus, as Deepyan was talking about, you have, it's a canvas based where virtual learning portal, so all your materials are uploaded on your canvas, and anytime you can access those additional materials, lecture PPTs and assignment related informations and other information, including the digital library, like you have a direct access to the Stirling library. So it's just you are studying in the branch campus over here in Russell Khaimah. You are physically away from the main campus, but not missing on many things, but definitely you may be missing on those natural aspects, like as Dr. Deepyan was talking about the lake and the scenic beauty over there, because we know about this campus. Otherwise, academic wise, I can say you have the similar kind of an experience that is going to be provided for you all who are interested to join for MSc Big Data program over here. And any other things, if you have got specifically, I can touch upon, Archana. Is that fine, or you want me to add anything more? Hello, Archana.
Hello.
I think,
yes, I can.
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I'm just.
I think you very well answered the question. Yes, sir. Yeah, I think you very well answered the question already. In addition to that, you will have all the lab facilities and all the softwares which are required. All kind of support which is required from our side will be available to you. There is one more question, Dr. Sophie, that how are we maintaining the quality standards here in RAC as well as similar to our parent campus?
Yeah.
So please answer that.
Thank you, Archana. It's an excellent question. When it comes to the Stirling, as I said, it is their branch campus run over here. We have a very good quality assurance system. Now, how this quality assurance system starts is from the very beginning of the academic semester. The academic session plan, the semester beginning, the calendar, if you talk about, we are following the same calendar which is being followed at the main campus at Stirling. Only thing is, in the weekend days, it may change because we are more targeting towards even the working professionals for joining for an MSc program. So we want to ensure that the classes are even maximum scheduled on Fridays. So we know that when it comes to Stirling main campus, weekend would be Saturday and Sunday. But here what happens is we are also engaging classes for you on Friday for working professionals. So it is more or less coincides with the weekend format of Stirling. Okay. Now timing might matter because only that because we know about general 3 hours or 4 hours of difference in the timing. But when it comes to the plan module outline, we have to follow the same timeline. Now, when it comes to the examinations, this is where the most important part I want to highlight on. You will be administered the same assessments, be it your assignments or your final examinations or your projects, anything for that matter. You have the same assessment pattern. Whatever is being done at the main campus, that is being executed over here for the students studying over here. This is another point relating to the quality assurance. Okay. Now, even in terms of, as I said, Stirling is very courteous enough. I would really appreciate Dr. Mario for that matter, in terms of even scheduling, the examinations to suit to our requirement in terms of, because, in terms of Stirling, at Stirling, if they keep it at early morning, 9 o'clock, our session, sometimes we may not be able to do it. So, or afternoon, 2 o'clock, if they keep it, sometimes the examination time here, because of the 3 hours and 4 hours timing changes. Or sometimes what happens is, if they keep on a working day, suppose if you would like to request, not to keep it on the daytime, rather at least keep it on the evening time, or on Friday to push the examination, they are able to do that. But it is the same time they are, the examination happens at the both main campus as well as the campus over here. The further point towards this is, you also have, the student staff feedback committee meeting that takes place every year, every semester. There will be 2 sessions happen where there is a direct interface between the faculty as well as the students, and the feedback is taken. One is a mid feedback and the one is at the end of the semester, to see that in case if the students are facing any difficulty, how to what extent that can be supported, and we can help the students in improving their learning. So that is where one thing comes in. then we have the your assess all your papers, whatever you give as an examination over here, or your assignments, whatever you upload on the Canvas, it is directly accessible to the main campus module coordinator. Even the papers, whatever you exam you give here, paper-based examination, if it is will be end semester, it is moderated by the main campus at Stirling. It is. So there is a full quality check in terms of, and then the exam board meeting where there is a direct again interface. So I think I will also maybe these are the additional things, you know, I can try to really relate it to in terms of ensuring that how we have a very rigid, sophisticated quality assurance system which exists in our campus, which totally in compliance with the main campus at Stirling. I hope this is okay.
Yes, I think that answers the question. Thank you very much. I think Dr. Mario would like to come in and say something in addition to what you've already said. And also there's a question that how does the two campuses work together? So I think maybe Dr. Mario can take that question for us.
Correct.
Yeah, sure. Thanks, Ashan. So I'm Mario Kovac. I'm responsible for the University of Stirling RAC campus from the Stirling side. So I'm working very closely with the colleagues in RAC on the various programs there for the University of Stirling. First of all, I just wanted to emphasize and stress what we just said, that the experience you're getting at the RAC campus is equivalent or identical to what you're getting. It's exactly the same program, it's exactly the same modules, it's the same teaching material, and it's the same assessment material. And all your assessments go through our exam boards back in Stirling. In fact, the members of staff at the RAC campus participate in the exam boards just like all the other members of staff from the Stirling campus too. So your results and your submissions of work are treated in exactly the same way as the submissions from Stirling students. So it's absolutely equivalent to what you're getting in RAC. There was a question on facilities, and Dr. Sufi also mentioned that you're getting access to the recordings of the lectures and classes in Stirling. Obviously, you're taught by the staff in the RAC campus. But you'll also make available the equivalent classes from Stirling, so you can hear the material from the Stirling staff delivered as well. So you could basically get the same if you wanted to. Before, there was a question on the specialization of a program. Now, it's quite general, and as Deepayan discussed, an aspect of big data. Your opportunity for specialization really is the project at the end. So every student takes an individual project, an individual topic, and you can choose what that topic is. Obviously, you need to agree that with the member of staff who supervise you, but it's essentially your decision, your choice, what topic area you want to work on, and that's your chance to specialize within the overall big area of big data. Yeah. So maybe just coming back to the point of how we work together. As a partnership director for the RAC campus, I'll be visiting quite frequently the RAC campus, and besides the sort of partnership work, I will also take classes, and I've done that in the past at every visit. So I'll probably come twice a semester, and I will take classes for the Big Data Master for yourselves, and also at undergraduate level, just to make sure you're satisfied with the course you're getting, with the teaching you're getting, and yet the equivalent level where our Stirling students are too. So it's again this equivalence thing. We are really strong, and sure, absolutely, you're getting the same the students back at the main campus in Stirling. So if there's any questions while you study, very responsive, and so is the program director, Dr. Deepayan. If you've got any questions, you can email us, you can ask us, we'll talk to you and try and help as much as we can. But there really is a very close relationship between the staff in Iraq and our staff back at Stirling, and you should see quite a lot of both sides during your program.
Thank you so much, Dr.
Anna, did I miss anything?
No, absolutely not. You've covered everything. There's one more question which I would like you to address is if anybody wants to convert their masters to PhD, so what are the what options do they have?
Okay.
And
so,
also if they want to complete the remaining of the course in UK, so is there a possibility and how does that work?
Yeah, so what we can do is for the dissertation, you do at the end of the program, you can take the MSc dissertation as one option, or you can take a more research-focused dissertation at a higher level, level 12, and that can serve as an entry route to a professional doctorate, and you can study that professional doctorate at Stirling for another 2 years. So in a way, the MSc time, the 1 year for the MSc study, gets counted towards your doctorate. Now, I need to emphasize that's a professional doctorate. It's not a PhD as such, but it is a doctorate nonetheless. There are some differences there. The work for professional doctorate is more applied and is typically in collaboration with a company. So if your employer, for instance, wants you to work on a topic, a research topic, then that's an ideal way of achieving that. So you can do the research dissertation for the MSc with the Iraq campus, and then transfer from professional doctorate to the Stirling campus, possibly via remote supervision, so you don't actually need to relocate. But we can discuss that more on a one-on-one basis, if that's an option for you, possibly doing one of the visits to the Iraq campus when coming.
All right. Thank you so much, Dr. Mario. I think that answers the question. And okay, there's next question which asks about the how is it useful to UAE market and what are the job opportunities that directly relates to the course? Okay, I think I can take that question if it is okay. So as far as UAE is concerned, there are many companies which are now taking the projects related to big data. We have, for example, Spec India, Sigma Data Systems, S-Pro, Fingent, Cash Consultants, and all that. They have a lot of projects right now going on. They are providing solutions to a lot of problems which do involve big data. Also, if you can see right now, also there are hundreds of jobs there on job sites also, which are related to the companies like Emirates, Fly Emirates, Carrefour, Adecco, Artifact, Serco, and all that, which do have many job opportunities right now under the title data scientist, data engineer, big data developer, manager data science, big data architect, and all that. So yes, of course, there are a lot of opportunities in UAE also in terms of the job opportunities. And there was a question that what is the exposure to the market, and to the industry. So we do have a lot of guest lectures throughout the 2 semesters that you will have, and there are people, there are also academicians which are expert in their own fields coming from other universities also. There are a lot of people coming from industries. We do have tie-ups with companies like IBM, Microsoft and all that, and we have visiting experts coming from those companies for guest lectures every now and then. So we make sure that you are introduced to all the new technologies and advancements in the field which is going on through experts. I hope that answers your question. There's one question related to the Scotland campus. Can we do a semester in Stirling Scotland campus? Jason, would you like to answer that?
Yeah, so in principle, that's an option. If you want to come for a semester to Stirling. As I said before, the program at the RAC campus and its Stirling campus are identical, so there's no problem transferring for a semester to the Stirling campus.
All right, thank you, Dr. Mario. There's a question about facilities and residential facilities and hostel. Jason, would you like to come in and take that question?
Yes, sure. Yes, sure. So we do provide the visa facilities for students applying from other parts of the world. So once the student has been accepted into the course, the RAC campus facilitates the visa for the students, takes care of all the visa documentation, and they apply on behalf of the student for the visa. Along with the visa process, we also simultaneously start the accommodation process for the students. It's a government accommodation facility what we offer to the students, and the students are, from the same university, placed in the same accommodation facility. And it's very safe. It's like a 3-star apartment, and we do provide transportation for the students who reside in the hostel facility, and it's 10 minutes away from the campus. And yeah, so we take care of the students' visas and accommodations. So I hope that would help. If you need more clarity about what are the fees going to be for each and every process, you can definitely write to us. We have left our email address in the comments. So you can write to us regarding the course fees, regarding the accommodation, visa fees, and etc. And also regarding when the commencement of classes will happen.
All right, thank you, Jason. I think that answers the question. I think we have a few more minutes left. I can take a few more questions. What are the salient features of the course is one another question. Maybe I'll go back to Dr. Deepyan.
Hi. As I said in the webinar, the course is quite directed to understand how we can have the data analysis, prediction, machine learning, and the course also include some of the absolutely industry practice languages and tool sets that's being used so that students will learn. That includes R, Python, and then Hadoop, SQL, NoSQL, and databases, etc. And one of the features we kind of mentioned again and again is the project, where individual student will take one of the interesting project of their likings with one of the academics within the course and within the division. So that would give them a substantial experience to work and solve a particular problem and make themselves ready for the market or the next study.
Thank you so much, Dr. Deepyan, for that answer. I think that answers the question. Do we have any other question? Accommodation and facility, I think Jason has already spoken. So yes, we do have accommodation facility for girls as well. Job prospects in Stirling for students who complete their MSc in Big Data. Dr. Deepyan.
Right, okay. As I said in my presentation, the job prospect is increasing in these directions, data analytics and machine learning worldwide. It's just not only in one place. So what we encourage students and what our students they have been encouraged to participate and be engaged with a number of different industries, and that not necessarily needs to be at Stirling, because some of these jobs are located in number of places, and Stirling is quite in the central belt of the Scotland, quite next to Glasgow and Edinburgh. It's just 30 minutes away from Glasgow and 40 minutes away from Edinburgh. And a number of substantial technological companies are there, starting from different startups, including the big companies like Amazon. So whether how easy to get a job or not, that relies on the student's capacity. We make sure that students are ready for the market. I hope that answered your question.
Thank you, Dr. Devyan, for answering that question. Can we do MSc in Big Data during the last year of bachelor's? I think what they are trying to say is when they are pursuing their BSc, so instead of doing 4th year of BSc, can they do their MSc in Big Data directly?
Right. Okay. I would probably put it to Mario. Yeah. Mario, please.
So there are two separate programs. So unfortunately, that's not possible. It's not an MEng or an MSci. Some programs are, which are basically having an additional year after the BSc to go up to master level. So that's not possible.
All right, so okay, I think we will conclude our webinar for the day today. I thank all the participants for taking out their time on a Friday evening for this webinar, and I also thank Dr. Devyan for a wonderful presentation, and Dr. Mario, Dr. Sufi, Jason for being here and addressing so many questions, and I hope it helped most of the audience there to make an informed decision about why they should choose MSc Big Data and why they should choose Stirling and be the difference, as we say. Jason, can you share your email ID here? I will also send an email to all the participants. So if you have any further questions, you can let us know. It can be related to course structure or admission process or anything for that matter. We'll be happy to answer those questions for you. Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you for organizing it, Archana. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Divyan. Thank you, Mario. Thank you, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Bye.